Hello everyone, welcome to jobskillshare.org, transition from help desk to system administrator. And here we are going to talk about the security section. In this section, we will talk about more of analysis. So we're going to pick one type of malware which is kind of really famous these days, the ransomware, cryptolocker, cryptowall, locky. We'll just basically do a real world testing, and in this video you will just learn about using one tool where you can gather a lot of information so then you can do more in the for the next step, which is more like protection. But you need to first analyze things to kind of basically go for protecting your organization or even learning. So this video is for people that are brand new to security, and this might we might not use some kind of well-known security tool, but in this video the most important thing is gathering information and kind of like analyzing and see what's happening. So you're opening your mind in this video, and the next videos we will do more advanced stuff, or we'll be using more security related tools. But this tool is could be used by anyone. So this video might not be for people who are professional in the security field. They are security analysts and all that. They might know too much. But imagine if you don't know anything, then this will be a great video for you. So okay, so what we're gonna do is we have a lab. In this video, we are using Windows 7 right here, and the scenario is, let's say for example, you even have an antivirus installed on your machine at work, and your user just go online and then basically they click on something and then they call you, hey, my machine is having a issue, can you come downstairs? So when you go downstairs, you see, or maybe in the same floor, you see that everything is encrypted. That's a cryptolocker type of malware, ransomware. So you will see that, okay, it's encrypted. Everything is encrypted on that machine. It will also encrypt everything on your network drive. So anything that's connected to that machine network drives, and if that person have access to those folders, it will encrypt it. Okay, so this is what we are doing today, that you are going to learn about the cryptolocker type of ransomware, but at the same time you kind of learn uh, uh, finding out about any viruses or stuff like that. And this could be also helpful for people that have management, different type of departments working. So you might be working to help your security guys. You might gather information and give it to them, so they will be really happy that you are basically giving them some good information, right? Or it could be you're just one IT admin for that one company and you need to do this. So it's a good video for you also. All right, to do testing, we need to basically put a real cryptolocker on this machine, and then we'll see what we can do. The first thing I want you guys to do is to go to Google and install this tool. Now, I'm just going to use one tool to gather a lot of information because we're new to this. We're entry level. Remember, we're transitioning. We don't want to throw a lot of softwares out there to kind of confuse you. So the only one tool you would need for this type of testing is Windows Inspection Tool. I already made a video on this, but in this you'll see this in action and see how much information you can gather. So you click on Windows Inspection Tool, you click on Download. This is a 32-bit system, so I am going to put 32-bit system on this machine. Alright, so I'm going to click on exe 32-bit, it's downloading, and I'm just going to click on direct, click to install that. We're going to go ahead and save it, and we're going to save it on the desktop. That's fine. The second thing what we want to do is to kind of make it a little interesting. We're just going to go ahead and download the ransomware beta version from Malwarebytes. Actually, ransomware Malwarebytes beta. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and download that to kind of play around and see, just to kind of make it a real world scenario that you have an antivirus running on this machine. Your antivirus could block it if they have like kind of hash signatures and things like that, but usually these type of malware is really hard to detect, and it will probably encrypt everything before you even your antivirus do anything. It might log things, so that can might give you some information, but it's not useful when you can just see log and everything is encrypted. So we're gonna go ahead and download um, this beta version. Now I basically closed my IE and I installed Firefox because I was having issue. This is like just a virtual machine. Um, so I installed Firefox and then everything was easy to download. So I have this. So let's go ahead and run it. Protect our system. Now this is I'm just doing this kind of to make things interesting. So I don't know if it's really going to catch anything, but we're just gonna install it anyways. Because in real world scenarios are going to be a little different. Maybe you might have an antivirus running, but it might not be connected to a server for some reason. It might be corrupted. It might have outdated signatures. There might be something going on with the antivirus that it might not even log things. You might not get anything from it, or you might have everything working, since the ransomware will be so new and so tricky that your antivirus might not catch it on. Let me remind you again that this video is not about protection. This is about just analyzing what the cryptolocker, basically what is the process of cryptolocker, what it do. Another thing that we want to make sure is, let's go ahead and on this computer, another protection level would be shadow copies. So that's like, you're configuring your computer to have like, basically shadow copies running. Now this is a as you guys can see, if you click on the previous version, and you see that it's basically keeping a backup of my system right now. But when you right click on your machine with Windows 10, it's basically a different way. It's history. When you go to control panel, there will be like file history. You turn that on and then you see it. But this is to show you what it does, the cryptolocker, so you guys can understand what's being deleted and things like that. So now that we have everything here, what we're going to do is we're going to install cryptolocker. I'm not going to show you that because of the security reasons. I don't want you to blow up your computer. You can watch this video and find out on internet yourself. Make sure you do anything like that in a virtual environment. This is a warning, because if you encrypt your computer and you don't have the way to decrypt it, you might not have it. You might destroy that computer and you'll have to re-image everything or redo the whole computer again. So I'm not going to show you how to get that files, but you guys can watch this video for more of analyzing. And then if you have any computer that's infected or you want to do on the lab, you can do it on the separate, but you'll have to search that on your own. Alright, so I downloaded it and this is how it looks. Now let's make a scenario that your user went on internet and they downloaded, we already discussed that, they downloaded the file and it ran. Now you basically have the machine, you have another machine, you created a virtual environment and you're doing analyzing now, okay? So before you do analyzing, before you run this on your machine, you need to open the wits that we installed. So you need to make sure what's going on here, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and double click on this. Go ahead and click yes. Yeah. And click on accept, install, and this will install the Windows inspection tool. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and finish and launch it. So this is what you will see. The only thing that I want to and I'm interested in is the events, and that's live events. And to analyze things, you need to check it live. So the best thing is to just turn it on. You will get this message, say click on yes. We're going to pick system resources, processes, yes. We'll do driver, log on sessions, network share, network connection, Windows services. And I'm going to leave everything unchecked, these two, because there are just Windows event logs. There's going to be too many. If you want to log this, let's say this is a different type of virus that you are trying to capture, then you will put a log file in here with a path.txt anywhere on desktop document section, and then come tomorrow and just check the whole log, what happened the whole night. You can find out if this virus took its time. If it could be not even virus. I mean, I'm just talking about virus all the time, but this could be anything, any application that you're having issue. You can just turn this on, and I made a video on this in other, but I'm gonna do some detailed videos on working on application errors. But let's close this, apply this, and click OK. So as you can see, it's already started with some processes that system is running. But now we are going to go back to our virus and malware that we have right now, and we're going to go ahead and run it, and we'll see what happens and see what type of things that this ransomware type of viruses are doing. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on it, click run. The first thing you will notice, it ran and through Explorerexe. If you click on this, this is what's the really good information that will give you. So you can see right here, if I click on connection, first of all, do you see any connection? Right now nothing is happening, it's not doing anything. But you can click on module right here, it actually it exited, so it might not give you more information, but it already ran things, it's still doing things right there. And that is, you'll find that in a few seconds it created some files on your computer. It actually crashed on me, which usually don't happen, but maybe I did not give too much resources to my virtual machine, and usually that don't happen. You still see the logs, or you'll see the logs will be gathering. So let's go ahead and try that again. Oh, one thing that happens is when you have that application run, it will remove the .exe file. As you can see, it automatically remove itself. This is a landing page that you will get, that your machine is messed up and all that stuff. You get to help your files. You need to get it from here. It'll give you that, some addresses to how to get it. So what you need to do here is to see what's going on. You'll need to turn on your hidden files. So you go to layout menu bar in a Windows 7 tool, folder option, view, and then show hidden files, and click apply. And at this point, it's still doing a lot of things with your DLL host, and it started basically its process, and it's corrupting things inside right now. But to show you guys what happened is, right when you double click on that file, we missed that part. But to quickly show you what happened is that it created some folders in your computer. So if you check your computer C drive and go to the users, and this user is test. I'm going to go to test, app data, and roaming, and you see this folder is created right when I clicked on it. Now what happened is that this folder also plays an application in your startup, and that is actually waiting for you to restart the machine. When you restart the machine, even more damage will happen. So that's another thing about ransomware, that make sure you don't just restart it. It's already unplugged from your computer. If this is a computer that is basically a client computer, then I would probably do some, restart it in a safe mode. I won't just restart it, okay? Because if you restart it just normally, things will run, because this folder is waiting for you. This application right here is waiting for you to restart your machine, so then it can do even more damage. So let's go ahead and check your msconfig. That's another part you need to check. While we're monitoring what's going on, we might see something new. But let's go ahead and check msconfig and see if we have anything here. There you go. This is what I was talking about. Look at this. It's already waiting for you to start it up. If you start up your machine, this is actually waiting, okay? If I do start up my machine, then watch what happens. This is going to run. This is in my startup right now. So let's say I didn't know about this folder. Just to kind of tell you guys another thing for learning, you want to note all of these paths right here. This is going to come handy when you do group policy thing, and more of like blocking things from paths. So a lot of the cryptolocker, and I have done another video and I showed a lot of paths in there, which I'm going to do another one. But these are the paths that it's target, right? So most of it is going to be app data with the user, all user app data, and it's mostly coming from app data, roaming files, and startup files. Just like I went to msconfig and I found this file. So you need to note these things. You need to note these paths. That's the analysis part of it. That where is it? Where did the file go? What was the file name? What was the extension name and stuff like that? Then it will come really handy for a person who is doing more of a protection in your organization, or maybe you might be doing it. So next time you sit in front of the group policy, and then you don't need to come down here again. That's a lot of work. So let's go ahead and double click on this. We're going to run this application. So let's go ahead. We ran this application. This is the application. Let's click on it. Let's go to some modules right here. And now this is going to crash again. So I noticed that this requires a lot of resources to open. So I'm going to close my videos, just close this, reopen it again. I know what's happening here. It's basically what module does. And on your computer, it won't crash if you have a little bit better virtual machine with a lot of RAM. But not a lot of RAM, even 4 gigs would be fine. But this has very few RAM. I'm going to change that. But module does is basically it gives you what type of DLLs are associated with this specific application. So it can even go dig deep down there and show you the DLL files that is using this application. And connection could be if there is an IP address trying to connect to your computer, you could see those IP addresses. So those are the things you want to note down, IP address, because that's going to come handy when you do work on your firewall to block those IP addresses. So let's go ahead and restart this. I closed the widgets, and when I restart it, I'm going to see what it does after restart. Right now it made some registries and all that. We don't want to go too much detail. Right now we're learning. As you guys see this, how this is actually happening, you can see everything in bits that when an application opens up and what type of services will start and all that. So when I restarted the machine, I forgot to tell you guys that if that application was ran as a local admin, now of course people would think, why would the person be local admin? But think about it. There's so many people that they have machines like 3 to 400 or whatever, how many machines. The help desk guys will help them out, and they will make them a local admin, and then somehow either forget or maybe give them a local admin access because of uh, some stupid reason. They'll get the local admin access. So when I did that and I ran the application again, look what's happening here now. Microsoft Volume Shadow Copy Service. So it started that. It's basically deleting that. Whatever shadow services that you have running on your machine, if you have any backups running on your machine, it also delete that. So you can see there's another service that ran, and basically it kind of messed around with this. And then VSS is the last one. And what's happening right now, it's basically going through and it's doing its job. So if I go to my computer and open my computer, right click and go to restore. Now this might either have it or maybe don't have it, but let's see. Look at that. It deleted those files, and I showed you guys in the beginning of the video. It deleted that. So if a person have files encrypted right now, and they'll be like, okay, you know what? I can go back to my previous restore, backups. There's nothing in there. You might be really lucky if you use any other advanced tools to get it back, but even a lot of people will tell you that it's basically gone unless you use some really, really advanced tools. And even if you don't use advanced tools, you have to spend a lot of time to just get the deleted items back from this computer. And just think about it. This is just crazy malware that it does a lot of damage to a computer. And in this video, I'm not even showing a lot of you know documentation that is being encrypted here. We're just doing what it does right now, and we know that it's going to encrypt everything on your machine. Then, but it also removes this backup, so you cannot even go back like an hour earlier, or maybe you have a day earlier backups on this machine. It will encrypt that. Anything you plugged into this machine, like a USB or something, it will also encrypt that. So let's do a quick summary that you do need to, put everything on your document that this is what happened. This is what it deletes. So now the next step would be to, even though you can use other tools like registry editors or registry like the things that happen to registry. So you can do searching and what happened to registries and edit that. But you keep it very simple in the beginning right now. This is also a lot of information. If you start using this tool, you can find a lot of information in here. And what I want you to learn from this video is to just kind of see how things work and how can you think about it. How can you use this in your environment? All these logging, and then kind of like come up with solutions. So it could be another type of virus. It could be another type of application having an error. It could be different type of things that you can use it for. In the next video, what we will do is we are going to bring a template and we're going to put everything on it. And after that, we will just basically do more for protection. So we'll use group policy and things like that. So if someone wants to even run this file from the paths we decided to block, so you will get a message that this application is blocked. This is where they will call the help desk, and then they will know something really bad is happening, but it's blocked, so that computer is saved. And then we're gonna go more and more advanced tools, meaning use